Hey, good morning guys, Tush coming at you. It's Saturday, July the 2nd, and we're just about to head off in the TR6. We're going to go for a nice little ride this morning. It's an absolute beautiful morning. You can hear the birds singing. We're off to see my buddy Sean. Sean's working on a 1970 Spitfire, I believe it's an MK3, that hasn't run in I think 7 years or so. It's got an interesting backstory to it, owned by a former Canadian astronaut. Anyway, we're heading up to Queensville, Ontario this morning, and we're going to pop in and see Sean and see if the car will move under its own power. All right, guys, maybe we'll take a few shots
Sean's
on the way.
place, and here's Sean. There's Sean, sitting in the seat with, or the car with no seats, basically. Anyway, it's a 70, right?
70, yep.
MK3?
Yep.
All right, so this hasn't moved in how long?
9 years.
9 years. All right, crank it up.
All right, we'll give it a try. First, I got to get it started. Obviously, the ignition key is hanging. Of course, now we'll start.
It's just a little camera shy.
Yeah. It's been starting fine all along.
Sure.
There it is, yeah. Probably have gas.
There, see? No.
Now it'll run great.
Beautiful.
I think I better let it warm up for just a second.
All right. There's Sean's next project, the old 68 TR350. Okay, we think it's warm enough now. Maybe not.
I think it ran out of gas.
We were talking about the history of this car before with the NASA connection and the Canadian astronaut. So we got the cool NASA stickers. There's the Texas inspection and the NASA Space Administration Space Center.
And the Texas license plate.
Oh, and Texas license plates. Cool. All right, here we go. Let it rip. Awesome. Did it
Look at
stop?
that.
Did it stop?
I did try.
Very cool.
You're just concerned because I'm headed towards the thing.
That's cool. Texas plates. Very cool. 9 years. Cool.
Hey, good afternoon guys, Tush coming at you. It's Sunday afternoon. It's probably around 1:30 or so in the afternoon. And really nice day in the garage today. Nice day outside. It's about 25 degrees Celsius, so really comfortable to be out in the garage. There's a little breeze blowing. So we're back on the car today. I'm not feeling very motivated somehow today. Had a good day yesterday, although I didn't get much work done. Tag a little video on the front of this. We went up to visit buddy Sean, who's got a Spitfire back on the road after 9 years of being out of service. So that was fun. Took a little ride in the TR6, and that was fun. And then I had some company come over yesterday afternoon into the early morning, so maybe that's why I'm feeling a little less motivated to be out here today. Anyway, we are still going to be out here sort of tinkering around. We're not going to do anything too hard and heavy, but we are going to try to fix this bumper. I've got the bumper on loosely with the driving lights, so we've got to get that tightened up. We've got to get the driving lights tightened up. I do have the wiring sort of run for them, but not really rooted where I want it, so we're going to try to maybe put a little dent in that too. So that's what we're going to work on today, is just the front bumper bracketry and the driving lights, to get those all tightened up and ready to go. So that's it for now. We'll give you an update later on. One other quick thing forgot to mention. So we must be getting pretty close to startup. We're buying batteries, so we've got a brand new battery there ready to go, ready to light the fire in this thing. Hopefully, it's got a target date set of next Saturday, so hopefully we'll be able to get all the rest of the checks done before Saturday, and then Saturday will be the big day for the hopefully startup and move of this car. All right, guys. Back to fitting that front bumper. Alright guys, front bumper is now mounted solidly, and we've run the wires actually through the chassis tube across the other side of the car. One's ground and one's hot, so anyway, we're going to run it up to the fuse box, which is on this side of the car. So we've moved it over, and I've just got it hanging there. There's the other side, and here's where, I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's where the wiring is coming out. So we'll continue moving along this side of the car up to the fuse box. So that worked out okay. And like I said, the bumper's on solidly. However, I don't know if you can see that. I know I can. It's a little higher on the right hand side than it is on the left hand side. You know what? Somebody else may not notice it, but I notice it. So I may actually try to lift the left hand side of the bumper up a little bit and see if I can get a little bit of movement on it. But you know what, if it needs to be a little askew like it is, then it's not going to be the end of the world. Remember, this is a race car, a former race car, so it's had lots of bumps and bruises along the way. Anyway, and a lot of stuff's not so straight on this car. Anyway, that's it for now. I figured, well, I have my new battery here, I might as well try my lights to see if they actually work. I've never actually tried these lights, so here we go. See if this works. Hey, that's good. See if we can get the odds of something electrical not working on a British car. So the driver's side fog light doesn't want to light up. So it could be just a bulb, and could be the wiring inside, although I changed the wiring out and cleaned up everything inside, so maybe it's the bulb. Anyway, we have to troubleshoot that at some later date. I'm not going to do it now. It's trivial. Alright guys, we got the grease gun out filled with some fresh grease, and we're just about to go and lubricate all the chassis points that need to be done. So just moving on. So we'll start probably with the ball joints and the front suspension. And then we will move to the middle of the car, do the drive shaft, and there's a compensator for the rear brakes that needs to be greased as well. So we'll do all the lubrication points that's specified in the manual. Alright. Talk to you in a bit. Alright guys, so we're just coming up to 6 o'clock, and we're back to the list, and I made this list quite some time ago, April 26, 2015, so we've been working on this list for a while, although we didn't work on it very much over the wintertime last year. So anyway, so number one, we're going to cross off, the exhaust is done, complete. The binding issue we're still not sure about, we'll have to wait until it's rolling again. I did change the front brake calipers, and I actually put some shims in the rear axle, so we're hoping that's resolved. Fastener check is complete. We've just spent a couple days wandering around the car checking all the fasteners, and everything's good to go there. We just spent about 45 minutes or so greasing the fittings, so basically the fittings are all greased and ready to go. Driving lights again are now installed. It's really just making it up to the switch. I've run some of the wiring through the chassis. The switch is installed. It's really just connecting it up to the fuse box, and we're going to do a relay. I've got a relay kit over there sitting on top of the tonneau cover that we're going to use. So that's pretty darn close. So wheel balancing, wheel paint and polish. I've got a bit of a surprise on this one, so we'll wait to see what happens with that. And then we're really down to appraisal and safety. And these are really hoping to be next week sometime, I hope. And of course we've got to start the car at some point, so I'm not sure whether I mentioned it or not, but we're thinking that Saturday is going to probably be the D-Day for starting the car. So we shall see what happens during the rest of this week. I got to work tomorrow, but I know lots of my US viewers are off and celebrating the 4th of July, so have a great day tomorrow. Happy 4th. And we'll get out here probably tomorrow after work. Alright guys, have a good night.